Hey guys, welcome back to Fire on the Hill. My name is Matt. Today is going to be a rainy day, at least they call for a rainy day. There's no raining right now. But we are going to take the time to get this conveyor fixed up and ready to go for the upcoming year ahead. As you guys know, if you've been watching the channel, the belt is on its last leg. These are cleats that were on it. They go all the way across right here, and they've been getting ripped off. So we're going to put a new belt on. Here's the new belt right here. These belts aren't very expensive, guys. It's like 263 bucks or something like that. It is expensive, but it isn't for what you get out of it. I mean, it makes the whole conveyor run, right? So that's that. So there's a couple things we're going to fix on this thing while we have it in here. When you buy bearings for this thing, or for any conveyor itself, sometimes you get some crappy bearings. This bearing itself, I went to grease it 2 times and broke off the grease nipple off of this one. So you can see this bearing hadn't got any grease, basically for a year. So I have another bearing, because I keep spares just in case one locks up. I'll replace that bearing and then grease up all the other bearings. Just to show you guys, this is the grease nipple I'm talking about right here, or grease zerk, whatever you want to call it. You grease that, and as long as you keep those greased, bearings last a pretty long time, but they will go on you if they get enough stress on them. So guys, this belt is a lace belt. What it is, it's got this one and this one, and they interlock, and all you do is put a piece of wire through it, and that's how it locks. Very simple. Sometimes they can be tricky depending on how long the belt's been on there, because it'll rust, and then sometimes you have to cut the belts. But this belt's pretty new. Like I said, it's only a year old. I was able to pull out the lace rod no problem. And all you do for that, guys, is you loosen up the tension on the belt so it's just sagging. And what I did is I picked up the belt in the middle, and I picked it up to where there was no pressure on this lace rod, and then I just jerked it out. So really how easy that is to take apart. I went ahead and did it off camera though, because I didn't know how long it was going to take, just because those things can be tricky. So before we get to putting the new belt on, I just want to talk about motors, guys. I have this 79cc Predator motor on here now. All it does is run from the pulley on the motor to this big wheel right here. I have this, I'm guessing it's just a tension pulley right here. I could push it down, like when it gets really wet or it's raining. A lot of times I'll bring that down just to put tension, because the belt likes to slip. So that's basically just the tension. Also, you could use it as like a on and off, like if I want to start the engine and not run the belt, I could just have a very loose belt so that it just spins, and then this will engage it. But like I said, I don't do that. I just run it straight to the pulley right there. So what I'm getting to is this motor right here doesn't have the torque it needs to run at low RPMs. So that's why I have to speed this motor up, and that's why the conveyor is so fast. Before I bought this motor, I bought this Predator 212 motor. This is 6.5 horsepower, where that one is, I think, 3 horsepower. This has like, I want to say like 8 or 9 feet-pounds of torque, where this one only has 3. So I had this one on there first. I thought if I went to a smaller motor, it would slow it down, but in fact it went the opposite way, because I had to speed it up because it was dying. So we got this motor again. I gotta get a pulley for it, but we're gonna try out motors here. So I have the Predator 212, which is a 6 horsepower or 6.5 horsepower, and then this is my electric motor off my other conveyor. We're gonna stick it on there and just see. I know this thing's got plenty of torque. But with it running the big pair at that speed, I'm wondering it's too fast for this conveyor. So we'll see about that. But yeah, guys, so I'm gonna try to slow it down as much as I can. I know there's a couple of you who've said put some pulleys on it and whatnot, and I really just don't have the knowledge or the skill, I guess, to put pulleys on this thing and make it work. So I'm just gonna try a couple different engines, and hopefully that will work for me. But we'll see. So I just want to do an overview of this conveyor just so you guys know exactly how it works. It's got a tail drum on it right here that runs off of 2 pill block bearings. It's got rollers on the bottom here, one here, one here, and one here. And all they do is just spin freely. If I was running a belt without cleats, I could tuck the belt under there and it wouldn't hang. But since I'm running cleats on this conveyor, I have to go underneath it. And then up top here is just another, it's a head wheel that runs off of this pulley right here that goes to the motor, and it just sits on 2 pill block bearings as well. So it's a very, very, very simple setup, guys. When I bought this, it didn't have the hopper, and me and my buddy Nick welded that on and used rebar right there to reinforce it. So this has literally just been made up to work for firewood. So what I'm gonna do, guys, is I already have this unhooked, so I'm just gonna pull it down right here and pull it off. Roger that. All right, so once you get the belt off, you can see the rollers and check and inspect anything that needs to be fixed before you put the new belt on, because you don't want to put a new belt on and burn up pill block bearings and then end up tearing or ripping the belt. So you want to check, make sure all that stuff is good before you put the belt back on. So all you gotta do is spin this stuff. This is up to the motor over there, but it spins freely. All I gotta do is grease that up and that's good to go. This is the one that I'm going to replace right here. It hadn't had any grease, so I'm surprised it's still running smoothly, but it is. And that's nice. It's almost like I don't want to change it, but I know eventually the grease, no grease is gonna wear it out, so I'm going to replace this one. But this one right here looks really good. So all you gotta do to take this off is there's an Allen key that holds the pill block bearing to the shaft of the pulley. It's just a little hex bolt right there, or hex nut, whatever you want to call it. All I gotta do is unscrew that, unbolt the pill block bearing from the frame of the conveyor, and this thing will slide right off. There we go. So all you do, I'm just pulling this one out because this pill block bearing's trash, but I'd usually leave them in there just so I don't lose it. But that one's done, and then all we gotta do is undo these right here. Which I already loosened these to get the belt off. All right, so that is off. Should slide right off. There we go. Beautiful. This is my new pill block bearing. I'm gonna do this time that I didn't do last time, is I put the grease fitting on the inside like this, but I think I'm gonna put it on the back side like this so it's easier to grease. Perfect. I'll get all these tightened up, these Allen bolts tightened up. You gotta leave these loose because you're gonna use these bolts on the side right here to tighten. So you don't wanna get these too tight, otherwise you'll end up breaking bolts. I've done that before. So you just wanna get these snug to where the tension bolts will be able to push the pill block bearings back to tighten the belt. All right guys, here's the old belt. I'm actually gonna keep this belt and price getting new cleats on it, as in I'm gonna look at some metal angle iron or plastic cleats that they sell at the belt place. The plastic cleats are a little expensive. I think it's like $7 or $8 a piece, so that might be more than what I'd pay just to get a brand new belt. And that's what I did this time. That way I could take my time and research and see what the best bet is. But let's get this belt thrown on this conveyor. All right, we got it hanging over the end over there. I'm gonna see if I can feed this through the bottom here. All right, we got the belt strung up. What I gotta do now is take each end of the laces and put it together. These belts come with new lace rods and keepers. The keeper is just these little small washers that sit on the end. They end up coming off, so it is what it is. All right, I got my best handyman I can find, so she's gonna help me hold one end up while I hold the other end up, and then we should be able to put this thing together. Alright guys, that's it. We got her all laced up. I'll put these keepers on. I know they ain't gonna stay on, but thank you, Sadie, for the help.
You're welcome.
There we are, guys. It's a lot easier with two people, that's for sure. You just stick these two laces between each other and slide a rod through them, and then they have keepers. With tension on it, there's no way this thing's gonna come out with or without keepers. It won't. So there we are. It is on the conveyor. Now we have to torque these pillow block bearings down to tighten the belt. I didn't touch the top ones just so I know those are set right and we're good to go. So all I have to do is tighten these bottom ones, get it tight. We'll start it up, run it, make sure it's straight, and then we're gonna swap out these motors and see what works best. So we got the belt on and tight. So now it's time to run it and see what adjustments we have to make. Like I said, I didn't touch the top up there, so that should be even and ready to go. All I have to do here is either tighten or loosen the bolts that pushes these pillow blocks in and out. So what happens is if the belt runs off to the right, I need to tighten that bolt that pushes the pillow block bearing back and moves the drum back. If that doesn't work and it's still coming off, then I need to go over to the left side, loosen this pillow block bearing so it goes forward, and then it should move back over. So you could do it either way. No way is right or wrong. You just have to play with it and see how it goes. So all I do to tighten and loosen these is this bolt right here. This bolt right here pushing the pillow block bearing. If I loosen it, it goes up and the belt loses tension. If I tighten it and it goes back, it tightens the tension of the belt. That's literally how easy it is. Like I said, guys, these bolts are not like torqued on. They're tight, but it's still gonna allow this to move. Got all the bearings greased up. Tighten these bearings so they won't move during transport. We are done with the belt now. It's time to switch these motors and see what works best. I'm gonna try this electric first, and then if that doesn't do what I want, I'll put that Predator on there. So we'll see what happens. Well, guys, I put the electric motor on and it is super fast. I mean, it's so fast, guys. Watch this. That's fast. So the electric motor is a no-go. All right, guys, it's time to put the 212 Predator motor. This is the bigger Predator motor on the conveyor. I've been waiting a week for this. It was supposed to be a next day shipment, but it got lost, so I had to reorder, blah, 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 blah. But now I have it. This is the smallest 3/4 pulley I could put on this. So you see the size of this, and you see the size of that wheel. Like I was telling you guys, there is not much sizing up or sizing down I can do. This is the smallest I can go. So we'll put this on the 212 Predator. I already have this on the 79cc. You see how small it is, but the shaft size is different. That's why I had to get another pulley. So we'll put this on, we'll put that on there, and let her run. All right, so guys, I have this mounted. All you do for this is it's just mounted by 4 bolts like that. And they go right there on either side. And then how I tension my belt to the pulley right here is that bolt right there. I just tighten it, it pushes the motor back to tighten the belt, loosen it. Lefty's loosey, right? And then for the pulley, all you do is put the pulley on the shaft there and then tighten that key and you're good to go. You just gotta make sure your pulley is straight on there, so it's a straight run right there. The belt is a little crooked, so that's why it looks that way, but it is straight. So let's get this thing fired up and see what we got. So this is definitely running much slower. My belt is a little out of line and I'll get that straightened out. So there it is, guys. I thought the bigger motor would do better. I just remember when I put it on, it was definitely slower because I put this motor on first. It was definitely slower than the smaller motor. And that's because of the torque, guys. So this motor only has 3 feet-pound torque where this one has 8. So this one will run at a lower RPM because it's got higher torque. So that is the answer to slowing my conveyor down. If anybody has suggestions on what I should do, I'm more than happy to listen and try anything and everything. So that's it, guys. That's it for this video. I hope y'all learned something from this. These conveyors are very simple design. It's nothing to them. You just have to have the right things in the right places and you're good to go. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.